with Public Safety Transportation Committee. Present are myself, Mr. Silver, and Mr. Larberdan. Item number 1, to hear from the administration concerning crime statistics in the city of Alexandria. Chief Kuti.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
I feel like I've been up here all day. I want to clear up a couple of things before I get into the stats. First of all, the chief of police does not negotiate salary for the police department. That's done by the police union. Same thing with the fire department. One of the things that they've negotiated is that any time they're called out on an extra duty job that has anything to do with public safety in the city, they're guaranteed an automatic 4 hours of overtime, whether they work an hour or 2 hours. The other thing about the officers that we've been allowed to hire, well, we wanted 10 officers to put out in community police. We've been allowed to do that. Well, guess what? 4 of our officers are now in Afghanistan and Iraq fighting a war. And we've got some people in community police. The other thing is Captain Fiesel takes care of all our extra duty work, and he has certain people that he can rely on more so than others. Not all officers want to work overtime. Not all officers want to work extra duty. So in the process of trying to find people, some people volunteer more often than others. It's voluntary. It's not done on an order type basis. They're going to clear that up.
Thank you, Chief.
And if you got this list, this is not everything that requires public safety. This is the big things that we looked at. But public safety is required for almost every issue that comes up in the city. Sometimes the sorority wants to have a meeting and they're afraid that they're going to have problems. They'll call us the day before the meeting and say, hey, I need 2 police officers. And we have to decline. Okay, let's start off with this.
I'm lost on that one.
Sorry?
Okay. I'll talk to you after the meeting on that one.
We'll start off with this. Drug arrests in the city of Alexandria in 2008 through November. We had approximately 750 drug arrests. The Narcotics Division itself made 186 of those arrests, and I might add the Sheriff's Department did another 180 in addition. We seized a variety of drugs all the way from controlled dangerous substance 1 to controlled dangerous substance 4, valued in thousands of dollars. We seized 3 vehicles and 11 guns, all drug related. We submitted to the district attorney 138 drug cases for prosecution. The APD Detective Division has submitted 1,571. That's as of November. It's probably well almost 1,700 now. 1,700 felony cases to the district attorney's office. Alexandria City Court has received 6,200 cases from APD. 360 of those are additional 360 of those are DWIs. Well, the good news is that we've had 571 fewer felonies reported in the city, which is a reduction of 14% between 2007 and 2008. Total arrests for 2007 was 7,340. Total arrests for 2008, gentlemen, 8,608. That's productivity. You can't say that this police department's not working. Of course, more police officers means more arrests. 64% of the people arrested in the city of Alexandria are blacks, 36% are white, and others. The ages that are arrested most of the time are between the ages of 25 to 34 years of age. And our big problem right now, the big concern we have, and I don't know why we keep having this problem, we've arrested many people over this past year for these car burglaries. But we've put out a lot of information to the town talk, to the newspapers concerning these car burglaries. So many people are leaving their valuables in their vehicles, not locking the doors, leaving computers, guns, purses, money, cash, just everything. And these people are going around trying the doors, and when it's not locked, it's instant opportunity to get it. So we've asked our citizens to please be aware And take some care with your valuables. Don't leave them in your car. The other thing is we've had a few on-street robberies, and I might add that there's a lot of fear whenever you read an article in the paper, you see a story on television, these things are happening in the city. Well, a lot of the things that are reported are not all in the city of Alexandria. They're out in the parish area. They're in Pineville. They're in Leesville. They're in Fort Polk. They're in Gina. They're everywhere around the region here. And it looks like it's all happening right here, but it's not. Truth be known, our stats are not any worse than any other city our size. Think about Baltimore, Maryland. There's just thousands upon thousands upon thousands of violent crimes that are committed. We're doing pretty well here. I'll answer any questions. This could go on for a long time.
Chief, how do you rate based on, you just given us some stats based on those different categories? How do we rate on this physical as we did over the last year? Did you kind of compare the two last year versus where we are right now?
Yeah, that's one of the things I just did. Like I said, in 2007, we arrested 7,340 people. 2008, we arrested 8,608.
Now, based on those arrests, I think one of the things that concerned me is that based on those arrests, when you go out and you make an arrest inside the city of Alexandria,
yeah.
if you arrest someone today, tomorrow, are those people back out on the street?
Most of the time they are. These 6,200 cases that were sent to the city court are misdemeanors. And most of those cases involve some type of drug offense or some other misdemeanor offense that may turn out to be a battery or an aggravated assault or something of that nature. And if it's not a real serious crime, they're going to release them. We charge people with possession of marijuana every day, and within 2 hours after we book them, because it's not a violent crime, they release them out of jail. Plus, there's not enough jail space. I mean, we're constantly doing the battle with the jail space. On any given day, you've got over 3 million people incarcerated in the United States. On any given day, we've got 375 in the Rapides Parish Jail, DC-1. That's maximum capacity. And you can't just keep putting them in jail. I've mentioned this before, these problems that we have in the city, we can't jail our way out of them. And I think you have something on the agenda that you want to discuss concerning that matter.
Chief,
Yeah.
I heard the number, the percentage about between blacks and whites, 64% black.
Yes.
Do you have that broken down by gender?
Yes, I do, and let's see if I can get to it here.
Mr. Chair, while you're looking for that, I'd like to see that report in writing to us. It's a little bit,
Yeah.
these guys are a lot sharper than I am up here maybe, but I can appreciate a lot more if I had statistics in front of me,
Sure.
and maybe a trend with a bar graph or something of that nature.
Broken down by gender. Well, okay, each offense is broken down by gender. There's so many of them.
Look, Chief, all I need is of the 64%, the black males, what
Yeah.
percentage of them were?
What percent is female?
Right.
I'm looking at a homemade report here. I wish you'd have told me that ahead of time. I may not have it. I know it is broken down that way in some categories. Okay, white, black.
Yeah, we'll come back. Chief, you would just include that on the hard copy that you give us.
Yeah, I can give you copies of them here.
Any other questions? Mr. Laverne?
Chief, I'm constantly getting questions about crime in District 1.
Yeah.
What particularly are you doing to decrease crime in District 1?
We've got the community police working that area right now. As a matter of fact, in District 1, we've made 250 drug arrests through November. Overall arrests, another 350 for various crimes, in that same area, in District 1. We're constantly directing patrols, even using overtime sometimes in that area for our officers. We're very cognizant of the fact that there's a certain element in that area that's creating problems.
Chief, let me ask you another question. Perhaps at 12 o'clock noon, how many police officers do we have working at that particular time in the different regions and areas of the city?
On duty during the daytime, you probably have about 35.
There's 35 in cars riding around?
They're not all riding around. You got some detectives on duty.
Okay, but I want to know the number of police officers you have patrolling in police cars, because I'm getting phone calls, I'm probably getting a phone call now. Yeah. People are calling me and say they're not seeing enough police in the area. I get calls from the Garden District, Monroe, Rapides, Bolton. I need to at least give us an idea of how many police officers are constantly riding around the various districts.
Well,
Because people just want to see police officers in a lot of instances.
Yeah, I don't know if you know that we have our city broken down in what we call zones, 9 different zones. And that particular zone is Zone 1 and 6. That's your district. And so there's at least 4 cars patrolling that area at various times of the day and night.
Any more questions?
No further questions.
Just want to make sure that we're still on point with higher concentration of cars being in areas with the higher concentrations of crimes being committed. You know, and I hear the chief up here and I commend him on additional arrests, but I still don't think we're doing enough with prevention. Of course, that's some of your job, but that's also other departments within the city jobs. I know we don't have a real, with teeth in it, person that deals with recreation, for instance. It's troubling to me that the Boys and Girls Club is struggling. I think we need to be intimately involved with that. But I want to see something, and I hear this, and I know what's going to be said. How can you say this when you're cutting the budget? You can say this because when you invest in recreation programs and things for children, then that's a deterrent for crime. It's a lot less expensive to invest on that front end, I'm a correct, Chief,
You're absolutely
than
correct.
certainly on the back end. So whereas we can probably put a little heat on the chief, I still think we need to look at some preventive things, Mayor, and budgeting things that we can concentrate on preventing crime in the city, because I don't see us doing enough of that.
I
And
agree.
I like to say that community policing, that really works.
Yes.
You know, I know we're doing a lot of it out in South Alexandria, but you can't beat it. You know, that's give you a lot of hands-on. And I imagine that Mr. Labadan's district is probably what you need, community policing.
Yeah,
more than anything.
and as a matter of fact, we're trying to institute it completely in that area. We've got offices now located in the Bolton Avenue Community Center, and we're trying to put at least 3 more individuals into that particular unit. We're trying to train them to ride bicycles. We're waiting on an IACP study that you all are familiar with to help us maybe do a better job than what we're doing now in deploying our people and putting them in the places where they need to be put. But for the most part, we're overproducing. I mean, just the sheer number of people that we're putting in jail is astronomical, in my opinion, for a city this size. So these officers don't stop. They're constantly doing their job, and it upsets me a little bit when I hear that we're getting slammed for overtime, because we don't ask for overtime. Nobody at the police department goes, "Hey, I want 5 hours overtime." It's coming to us because of the problems that we have and because of the events that we have. We just have so many different kind of events in the city that's constantly going on. Foot races, bicycle races. You got to block the intersections or somebody's going to get run over and get killed. When you work the amphitheater, you got a big crowd, you got a entertainment thing going on out there. There are fights that break out. If we don't have police officers out there and somebody gets killed, guess what? Big lawsuit on the city, and so on. So
We thank you, Chief.
I apologize for our overtime, but I can't help it.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Item number 2, to discuss the formation of a task force on crime for a 6-month period. I'd like to turn this over to Mr. Roosevelt Johnson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Goins. I placed this item in committee, and I placed this item in committee because I have some concerns of where we are, and we just heard the report from the chief, but in looking at this matter based on earlier discussions today, I would like to just delay this for a couple of weeks because I need to meet with the administration, the chairman of public safety, and Council President Lawson to look at some steps and some measures that we're going to take to work through some of these measures and work with the administration. I think, we have some concerns. We discussed some things today for those of you that weren't here on the budget. So I would like to just delay this matter and meet the administration and the respective authorities in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any other items to come before Public Safety Transportation? If not, this meeting is adjourned.